Hey everyone, Dan at Ochiko Bushcraft. Well, it's finally that time. Bug out bag / get home bag loadout. For all of you guys who sent emails or commented on the videos with suggestions, thank you very much. I looked at a lot of equipment and I based my decisions on what to put in the pack based on my own training and experience, based on my physical conditioning, based on the environment I live in. As I've said, I live in a rural area. I'm 18 minutes from my house and I'm inside the national forest. Coming to my home or hometown from two directions, I would have to travel through the mountains just like this to get home. The other two directions, I would be traveling across high desert. As I said, it's a rural area. And so my bag is built on like my location, my experience, my training, etc. A previous video you guys saw, I chose the 511 Tactical Rush 12 as my pack, and as my main knife I chose the SE5 with the new 3D handles. Its heaviness and thickness for chopping, I'm not going to be stopping to do any fine work. I just want to get home or get to my bug out location. And again, the glass breaker on the back, and this is the new 2020 model with the 3D contoured handles. So rest of the gear, my goal was to come in between 15 and 18 pounds. I didn't quite make it. I'm just a hair under 20. But I'm very happy with the choices I made. I think, you know what, I think it's going to do right by me. And I've had the chance to throw the pack on and do some walking out here on trails and stuff. Very comfortable, and it's not too heavy for me to travel long distances at a good pace with. So with that in mind, let's get to the loadout. And I want to tell you guys, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail in this video about the specific items, because there's going to be a whole series of videos to follow where I'm coming out here in the woods and both testing and showing you guys how I would use it, how I would construct shelter, how I would use the fire starting equipment, the water purifying equipment, etc. You know, you see a lot of videos on YouTube where the guys give you a loadout and that's it. That's just the beginning. We're going to go through this gear and we're going to field test it, and I'm going to show you how I might use it. And I have been in a get home situation once before, late at night in a winter snowstorm, so it wouldn't be the first time. Okay, on the back I went ahead and got a medical pouch from 511 Tactical and put together a basic first aid kit. I've got things to treat, bee stings, basic wounds. There's bandages, there's antibiotic ointments, there's a small syringe. And remember, I'm wilderness first aid certified, guys, so for me this is a must. If I get a wound, I'm going to irrigate it and get the dirt and stuff out, get it wrapped up and covered and prevent infection. It's something I don't want to be dealing with when I'm trying to get home or get out. So it's very basic, but it has, like I said, the essentials for dealing with a wide variety of wounds. I've got ibuprofen tabs and things in here. Walking home, if it's a long travel, I'm going to have aches and pains in my knees and feet, so that's going to help out. So just basic first aid attached to the back of the pack. Okay, let's open up the main compartment, and I'm going to get one of my shelter components out so I can lay it down here and set stuff on it and not lose anything in the grass. Okay. All right. For shelter, I've got camouflage, my choice. Maybe I don't want to be seen depending on what's going on. So I've got the camouflage, heavy duty emergency blanket from Arcturus. I can put this into several different configurations as a shelter, and I will show you guys one of the ones that I would use in a future video. It's a way to protect myself from rain. It's a way to insulate. It's a way to keep warm. Again, a way to construct shelter. Because I don't want to waste a lot of time, I've got 4 stakes. I have my loops, prusik loops, already made, ready to go, shoved down in here. So I can put them right through the grommets and get a shelter up. I also have a ridge line ready to go. So I've got my ridge line, tent stakes, shelter cover, everything right there ready to set up. In addition, I have some extra parachute cord shoved down in here, and I have a jungle blanket. Now, if I need to use the emergency blanket for a shelter, this gives me something to wrap up in. It's windproof and water resistant, where a regular poncho is not. So that's why I went with the jungle blanket, and it's pretty lightweight. In addition, for other sheltering, it's important, you know, I'm pretty short hair on top, so if the temperature starts to drop, I've got a wool cap in here, and I'm going to pull that down over my head, around my ears, and as far down on my neck as I can, and keep my top part insulated too, and help save body heat that way. And while I'm in here, just a couple things I'll show you guys. Walk again, because I don't have a lot of hair on my head and the elements. If I have to walk home in the sun, I don't want to, or go to my Bugout location, I don't want to wind up there with a beet red face and blistered. So I also threw in just a lightweight hat, and one that has a little cover on the back for the back of my neck, you know, just sun protection. And a cotton bandana, which has a wide variety of uses. All right, I'm gonna get in here. I'll come back to this in a second. I'm gonna get in to my pouch here, show you guys. I have a pair of leather gloves just to protect my hands from splinters and whatnot if I would have to stop and do a fire or get a shelter up where I'm using some poles or whatnot. Also, these are waterproof leather gloves, and I've used them out here in the rain, and my hands have stayed dry. So it's another layer of protection from the cold and the damp. In here for fire starting, I have windproof, waterproof matches. I have Bic lighter and a small ferro rod, one with the glow-in-the-dark top. In case I set it down at night, I could still see it. And normally I make cotton balls with Vaseline. I chose to buy some of these little quick tinder taps. So that'll be one of my field tests, because I've not used these before. I chose them because this little package holds 20, and 20 cotton balls with Vaseline would take up a lot more space. I was looking for some new things to try. So we're going to try these out, guys, in a future field test. Also made some changes to my water purification, which I'm really thrilled about. Real excited for this. So I have the little Sawyer filter, a little mini filter in this bag, and the straw, which I do like. Now, every item that I have ordered except for one has come. I ordered a different filter than this little Sawyer mini. I will share that guy with you guys when we do the water test. I went ahead and left my Sawyer in here for now because I'm not sure when the other one is going to come. It's very similar to the Sawyer. It's just a different brand. Hydro Blue is the brand, because from the tests that I've seen, it has a lot faster flow rate than the Sawyer, but we're going to find that out ourselves. But for now, my little Sawyer Mini's in here, the straw's in here, but I got rid of the Sawyer bag. That bag was just a pain for me. I'm up here in these little shallow, streams coming down the mountain, and it's got that little round cap hole, and I'm trying, and all I can do is get about that much water in there, and I squeeze that little bit out and get some more. So I got rid of the Sawyer bag and switched to the bag from Knock, which you actually fill from the back end. And I used this once and it was amazing. The whole back end opens up, and I just went like that, filled this thing up with water. It holds 2 liters, so I can fill my canteen, and because it has a little hook on the top right here, I can actually fasten this to the top of my pack and hang more water off the side of my pack. So it's just amazing. You fill this up with water, slide this little lock back on, so, and then you can hang it from a tree and let it just drip down through your water filter. It works with the Sawyer, it works with the one that I got coming, the Hydro Blue. Let the water drip right down into your canteen, or if you're in a hurry, squeeze it out and you're good to go. It's so much quicker and easier. And then, like I said, you could fill this up again and fasten it to the side of your pack and have another 2 liters of water hanging on the outside of your pack ready to go. So, and as a backup, I also have water purification tabs. Another item that's new to me is a Silky Pocket Boy. I've never used one, so it'll be another item for us to field test out here. I've always used my Bugout, but I was looking for something much smaller and lighter for this pack. So we're going to try out this Silky Pocket Boy and see how we like it. I want to be aware of what's going on around me. A few days ago, we already had our first thunder and lightning storm here in the Ochicos. So had I been walking home, maybe my vehicle broke down, I would have wanted to know there was a thunderstorm coming in and not been caught out, in a bad area. I'd like to have been under cover somewhere. So I just picked out this little radio. It's Von Dior on Amazon. It was like around 20 bucks. It's got the weather band, it's got AM, it's got FM, and
a slight chance of thunderstorms. Highs around 60. Lows in the upper 30s.
So you guys can hear that. So just a way to keep informed. If there's something going on around me, I want to know about it. I want to know what's up. Little roll of Gorilla Tape for gear repairs. I get a hole in something, I can cover it with this. Just a wide variety. And one other item I have not used before, and that is an emergency candle with the 3 wicks in it. And I'll show you guys in a video of how I would use this. This is going to be a heat source to use with my reflective blanket, and I'll show you in an upcoming video of how I would use that. But because I'm traveling with minimal shelter, now I would have winter clothing with me. I keep winter clothing in my vehicle, so if I broke down in a storm, I've got insulated coveralls and stuff. So that with my jungle blanket and my reflective blanket and stuff, I'd be okay. But this is going to be used as a little heater, and I gave it a trial run. Well, a regular candle, a trial run, and that seemed to do all right. So this with 3 wicks, I think would do a wonderful job. I also have a little notebook in here and a pen. Okay, if I'm going to leave my vehicle, if it's not a bug out situation, I'm going to leave a note on my dash telling people, okay, vehicles broke down, heading home, traveling north. Here's my phone number. here's my address. You know, if you find this note, contact my family, tell them I'm on the way home, whatever. So pen and paper in here for that. I have, you know, I've got my SE5. I am a big fan of the Leatherman rebar, so I bought me another Leatherman rebar, but I chose the model instead of stainless steel that was in Coyote Tan. Uh, just thought it looked pretty cool, and it's not flashing light everywhere off the sun. And so that will cover my tool needs. And I think that just about covers it for this pouch. I'm going to get into this top pouch up here. Lighting. Okay. My favorite brand of headlamp, and I've used a lot of different brands, is Coast, because it is so simple to use. A lot of them, in order to get, you know, to a different mode, you gotta blink twice and hold once and go through this. And the Coast is very simple. It's just 1, 2, 3, off. You know, the brightness on this model, this is the 85, is I believe 650 lumens is the fully bright one. And then down from there, and again off. And then the other side, reason I like it, is dual red lights, which uh, allow me to see a little bit at night without giving away my location or ruining my night vision. And for a backup to that, this is called the Olight. This tiny little light is very bright and very easy to use. It's just got a double click on the back. One's bright, one's dim, and one's off, and that's it. Or you can partially hold it without turning it on all the way and just change from dim to bright. And you know, the thing only weighs a couple ounces. I can't remember the lumens on it. I'm sorry about that, but it's on Amazon. It's called the Olight. It's 19 bucks. It's got great reviews, and I thought it would just fit the bill perfectly. I've also got extra batteries for both lights. Compass. This is the Sunto MC2, which is the one that I always use in my bushcraft stuff when I'm out here as well. So I'm used to it. I didn't want to change and try to learn something different. It's got the mirror in it if I needed to, you know, signal and let someone know where I'm at. But it's very accurate, and I've used this on a course before and did really well. So I just bought another one of these. I wanted to stay with what works and what I'm familiar with. And last little item in here, binoculars. I want to know what's going on around me. And where did they go? They just fell off behind me here. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Flipped out of the pocket, clear back behind me. So I want to know what's going on around me. I mean, if I'm walking down the road on my way home and I see a bunch of cars alongside the road or a bunch of people out standing around, I don't want to have to walk all the way up to where they're at to see what's going on. I, from a safe location, would like to know. So these are just an inexpensive pair of 8x21 binoculars from a company called Sky Genius, again on Amazon. But they are the clearest compact binoculars that I have ever used. I've used some that are 4 times as expensive as these, and they're not as clear. So I'm really impressed. Sky Genius 8x21. Just allow me to know what's going on around me, to be aware. Okay, that is everything for this pocket. I already did the medical kit. It's also everything for this top pocket. Back here, with what's going on around us, no explanation needed. I've got N95 mask. I also have insect repellent, sunblock, sanitation wipes. Just things that might come in handy along the way home. One other item that right now is worth its weight in gold, you guys will probably agree, that may be hard to come by, a roll of toilet paper. And lastly, sorry guys, one more thing I forgot to show you. I chose for my water just the good old Pathfinder stainless steel bottle. I have the Pathfinder cup down in here and the lid and just a few odds and ends like the little hook to hold my cup or bottle over the fire if I need to boil water. So again, it's another purification source. That's why I chose the stainless steel for that reason, so that I could put the bottle right in the fire, the cup in the fire. And I showed you earlier the little water bag from Canuck. I can fill that up and carry another 2 liters of water right on the pack. Use it as needed. Finally, food and energy. Purpose of this pack, once again, is, it's not a lone wolf bag. It's not an inch bag. It's a bag designed to get me where I'm going as quickly, safely, effectively as possible. So I don't want to stop and cook meals. I really don't want to build a fire unless I have to, and that's going to be for warmth. And I may not be able to build a fire because it just may be a situation where I can't give away my location, or it may be the middle of fire season. So I did a lot of research on this. These things are very expensive, but what I chose was these green belly meals to go. And what they are is high calorie energy bars. I've got 4 packages of them in here. Again, they're expensive, but it seemed to me like the best choice because I don't need to cook or do any preparation other than open the package and start eating. And these things are loaded, 660 plus calories, 100 grams of energy producing carbohydrates. There's, protein, vitamins, minerals, and whatnot. And the flavors look pretty good. We've got chocolate banana, mango and cashew, cranberry and almond, and peanut and apricot. So that's what I chose for my food source. Okay, guys, that's my loadout. All of this comes in at just under 20 pounds. That includes the water bottle being full. And it also includes the Essie knife attached to the pack. Obviously, if I take the knife off and put it on my belt, the pack's going to be lighter, but I'll still be carrying the same amount of weight. It's just part of it's on my belt. I think I did all right. We've got shelter, we've got fire, we've got first aid, we've got water purification, we've got navigation, we got an energy source to keep us going on the way home. Yeah, I'm gonna lose a few pounds, but that's high carbohydrates, high calories, things to take care of other odds and ends that I might need. If things are real bad and I have to cut some poles to do a more secure type shelter, hopefully this little pocket boy will work. I've got the knife for self-defense, for aiding me in whatever I would need out here. I think I got my bases covered, and I think it's going to do its job. But as I said, this isn't the end. This is basically, almost the beginning, because next video we're going to test. We're going to do a video on testing the fire making tools. We're going to do a video on the water purification. I want to show you guys how that little Canuck bag works. I'm going to set up an example of 1, maybe 2 shelters that I might use with the gear that I chose. We're going to test out that SE5. I'm going to break one of these open and try them out. I've never tasted them. I mean, it all looks good and sounds good, so I'm going to have to give it a run to try out. So guys, I appreciate your support, appreciate your input, appreciate you watching, and would ask that you would just stay tuned and keep watching, because we're going to make a series of videos testing out all of this stuff. So for all of you guys who've been watching, are watching, thank you for your support, and take care out there.